Claude Code just got a new update called Agent Views. And at first glance, this might seem very simple, but it can actually change the way that you use Claude Code going forward. You see, up until now, if you wanted to run multiple Claude Code agents at the same time, you would actually have to open up multiple terminal sessions. But with Agent View, we can actually dispatch multiple Claude Code sessions, and I can see all of my currently running sessions at first glance. And there's some very cool stuff that we can do with this as well. So in this session, I asked Claude just to create a new logo for my application, and it's even asking me clarifying questions, right? So I'll just, say yes to all of those. Then I can simply press the back arrow to go back to all of my sessions, and I can even run skills in those sessions. So in this specific session, I'm running a complete security audit and fixing any security vulnerabilities. Again, if I press the back arrow, I can see all my sessions again at first glance. And in this specific session, I'm actually running the loop command. So this command will run every 5 minutes, identify one meaningful improvement to make to our app, make the change, create a commit, and it will keep doing that every 5 minutes. So we can do some really cool and fun stuff with agent views. And in this video, I'll show you how you can use it too. And stick around until the end, and I'll show you a really cool workflow for using agent views with Worktrees. Agent views work on all operating systems. All you need to do is update your Claude Code instance to the latest version. So simply grab this command if you are running Mac OS or Linux or running WSL in Windows. Since I'm running Windows, I'm simply going to grab this command, and in the terminal, I'll simply run that command to update Claude Code to the latest version. Usually you would start Claude with the Claude command, right? Or you might even tag dangerously skip permissions, but in order to use the agent view, what you need to do is run the command Claude agents. This will open this dispatcher window. Now, if you've ever used Claude Desktop with CoWork or even Claude Code via the desktop app, you will be familiar with dispatcher. You can give your agent any instruction and it will kick off a sub-agent or a background agent to perform that task. So we could say something like, please update the logo with a suitable emoji. Just something very simple like that. This agent, so the session that we're in here, is not going to try and implement this change itself. Instead, it's creating a new Claude Code session behind the scenes, and that session is making the change. Now, how do we view what's going on in that background session? It's very easy. We can use our mouse to simply click on the session, and to go back to the dispatcher, we can press the back arrow. Now, if you don't want to use your mouse button, all you have to do is press the up and down arrows, and you can navigate these sessions as well. So again, we just press enter to go into that specific session, or press back to go back to the dispatcher. Now, getting the dispatcher to kick off these background agents is one way to use agent views. Another way to create a background session is to simply open up a new terminal window, and let's run Claude -bg, and let's just give any prompt, like update the README file. And this time Claude didn't open in this terminal window, right? All it did was actually create a new background session. We can close the terminal window and go back to our dispatcher, and now we can see this new session in the dispatcher. So we can simply navigate to that session, and this is asking us clarifying questions. So that's perfectly fine. Let's just select all of these options and press submit. Then I'll just press the back arrow to go back to the dispatcher. How convenient is that? And by the way, one of these sessions just completed, so it's moved that session to the completed section. Now we can actually show and hide these sections simply by clicking on these little headlines. So if you've got way too many, sessions in the completed state and it's feeling cluttered, you can definitely collapse those as well. You can also run these background sessions in YOLO mode. So at the moment, when you start a new session using the dispatcher, it actually uses the default permissions mode that you've got in this project. So that's most likely a permission mode that's going to keep asking your permission to make file changes or run commands. Now, what we could also do, if we wanted to set a permissions mode, is we could run Claude. We could set our permissions mode like so, like dangerously skip permissions, followed by the background flag. And let's just say something like add the legal and privacy pages. All right, let's send this. We can now actually close the session. And again, back in the dispatcher, we can now view this new session. This is indeed running in bypass permissions mode. Let's just go back to the update README. And because we didn't set the permissions mode on this session, this is asking our permission. So let's just say yes. And you can see at the bottom, there's actually no permission mode sent. So this is always going to ask our permissions. Now we can change the permission mode at any time by pressing Shift and Tab. And that's now switched to accept all edits. So Claude's not going to ask our permission all the time. But let's say we've got very specific skills for performing things like security audits. Like in this project, I've actually got this security scanner skill. So what I can simply do is run the skill security scanner in Agent View. And this is going to kick off our background agent, and it's going to run the security scanner skill. Now, of course, I don't want this to ask my permission every single time, so we can change the mode to something like auto mode or auto accept edits. We can even run things like the loop or goal command. So a very fun use case that I like to use is the loop command, where I can say, like, every 10 minutes, I want you to identify one meaningful improvement that you can make to this app, whether that's a bug fix, a new feature, a UI improvement, whatever else. Identify change, make it, and create a commit. This is a very fun command, so we can run this. And what this is going to do is actually create a cron job that will run every 10 minutes on a schedule and will automatically improve our app for us. So there we go. It's created this cron job, and now it's working through these changes. You can also run something like the goal command. So goal is a brand new command in Claude Code. This is kind of like the Ralph command. So you can give it a very complex task, and Claude is going to keep running through the task until it's done, even if it takes hours or days to get there. So we could add something complicated like add a built-in issue tracking feature into this application. So if users run into any bugs in the system, whether image generation failed or there's some kind of UI bug, users should be able to easily log those issues and attach things like screenshots. Beautiful. Now, this is a stupidly complex task. There's really no way that we can just implement this in a single session. This is going to run until this complex change has been completed. Right, now we know how to create sessions using Agent View, but how do we stop sessions? Because I do want to point out that even if we kill this terminal window, like I've got nothing open at the moment, those sessions are actually still running in the background. If I open up Agent View again, those sessions are still cooking. So the way that you stop these sessions is to just go back to the Agent View, then hold Control and press X. And that will stop these sessions. In fact, they will all move to the completed tab with the status stopped. Now, if you ever wanted to resume one of these sessions, so maybe you stopped them by accident, you can do that as well. So we can actually just open up one of these and we can just tell the agent to resume. And that session was moved back into the working tab. Another thing you need to know about Agent View is that you can view all of your different projects and sessions in the single view. Let me show you. I've got two projects here. I've got Get Images, and I just created a new blank project called AI To Do. So let me show you this. In Get Images, let's just do something like change the default mode to dark mode. And then in the To Do app, let's run Claude Agents as well. And look at that. We can actually view the session that's currently running in the Get Images app. So this means you do not have to open Agent View within the project folder itself. You can run it anywhere on your machine and easily jump between all your different Claude Code sessions across all of your different workspaces and projects. Right, let me show you how you can use Agent View with Git Worktrees. This is a really cool feature. For this, let's actually start with a blank project. So then I'll run Claude with dangerously skip permissions, --bg, and let's say, please scaffold a very simple to-do app using React and Vite. I will be the only user, and you can store the to-dos in local storage. Keep the app as simple as possible. Right, let's send this. Right now, we can actually just open up Claude Agents. And of course, now we can see our agent working away on scaffolding our very simple React app. While Claude is cooking away, if you are enjoying this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, which feels unreal to me. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Even if you're not subscribed, I appreciate you spending this time with me. Thank you. Let's just run the dev server to see what this actually looks like. And sure, this is a really simple to-do app, nothing fancy whatsoever. So what we can do now is use Worktrees to create different variations of the same app. Then we can choose one that we like and use that going forward. And using Agent View makes that really easy. So to assist with this experiment, I asked ChatGPT to create 3 different variations of a design. So let's actually grab this prompt. So each of these are just simply describing a different design, but it is also providing an instruction to create an isolated work tree. So let's copy this prompt, and then let's paste in that prompt. Then I'm going to grab the second one, paste that in there as well. Let's grab the third prompt and pass it to Claude as well. And look how easy that was. We now have 3 Claude Code sessions that we can easily access from this dashboard. I'm going to add one more command to each of these. I'm just going to say, please run the dev server after you're done. Use a unique port. Then let's just copy this command. I'll send it. Let's do the same for this one. And I'll do the same thing for this guy. All right, the first one just completed. So what we can do now is let's open its URL. All right, so that is what that design would look like. So yes, these designs won't look all that great, right? We didn't really install any like component libraries or any front-end design skills. But the real use case for this would be to do something like, maybe you've got one work tree that uses a stitch design and something else that uses the Claude Code design tool, maybe another one that uses the front-end design skill. You can install different tools to try out different ideas. So all 3 of these just completed. So let's actually open this URL as well. All right, this gives us this Kanban type of design. And for the third one, we've got this mobile style design. So again, I would probably use skills and different like frameworks to test this out for real. But I think you do get the idea. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, hit that like button and leave me a comment down below. I read all comments. Now go and build something lekker.